Now we are going to start the press conference by Prime Minister Takaichi. Prime Minister will offer opening remarks. Prime Minister, the floor is yours. Good evening, everyone. My name is Takaichi Sanae. I was appointed as 104th Prime Minister of Japan. Today, in Shiraoi town in Hokkaido, in a farm, there was a suspected case of avian flu. As a result of the simplified tests, the government of Hokkaido Prefecture is conducting PCR testing. In the new cabinet, there will be a close communication between agencies, ministries, and prefectural government. With a high level of seriousness, we are going to be fully prepared. First of all, I would like to express my deep apology to the people in Japan because it took a long time to form a new cabinet. From now, for the nation and for the people in Japan, we will put everything without being afraid of change. We will be bold. That is the cabinet we formed today. For the nation and for Japan and for the people, we deliver results. In order to make powerful Japan, I will never give up. This is my resolve. I was defeated not only once but twice, but I never gave up on becoming the president of LDP. I will create the powerful Japanese economy and protect Japanese interest, national interest in diplomacy and security. I had a clear resolve. I would like to express my appreciation to Komeito Party. They have been with us for 26 years, including the time when we were opposition party, but without stability of politics, we will not be able to promote resilient economic policy or resilient diplomacy and security policy. I want to recover Japan. That was shared with the Japan Innovation Party, and we finally concluded with the policy agreement. I would like to appreciate the party. And also, I would like to send my heartfelt respect to everyone who was engaged in a vigorous discussion. We have challenges including price hikes and backup for capital function, social security reform, and constitutional amendment. Based on the policy agreement of the parties, we will work together and implement the policies. We also made agreement to reduce the diet seats, even though it means a pain to us. As a cabinet, I will work on the legislation so that the cabinet members, including Prime Minister, appointed from among Diet members, we will not receive the salary exceeding Diet member salary. That is the legislation we are working on. And also for the nation and for the people in Japan, we form a majority and stabilize the politics. If it is shared by opposition parties, I will continue to ask for their collaboration. Our basic policy, we have a basic policy. As long as it does not run counter to our basic policy and our campaign promise, we will be willing to listen to the policy proposal and we will have a positive discussion. We are ready to exert maximum level of flexibility if it is for the country and for Japan and people in Japan. We will never give up. It is unwavering policy for this cabinet. In the first cabinet meeting, I will send the instruction to form economic policies. People in Japan are facing price hikes, and we make sure we implement the policies. I have an intention to immediately abolish provisional tax for gasoline.
Furthermore, we will also listen to the voices of the opposition parties and to raise the so-called 1.03 million yen income ceiling. We want to increase the disposable income and lower household costs. These are the economic measures that we are going to implement for. We will also do everything in our power to mitigate the impacts of U.S. tariffs. And also, the key to the growth strategy of this cabinet is through strategic investments to enhance resilience against political crisis, economic security, food security, energy security. We are facing various risks and social challenges, and we are going to make this strategic investment proactively through public and private collaboration. Products, service, infrastructure that can be conducive for the resolution of challenges in the world. This will, if we can provide these, this will lead to further growth of Japan. This cabinet will turn future anxiety to hope, driving Japan's new economic growth. And we are going to start the bold initiatives here. Next week in Malaysia, the ASEAN-related summit meetings will take place. In South Korea, APEC will also be hosted. These are going to be great opportunities for me to meet leaders from various countries. The free and open Indo-Pacific continues to be the pillar of our diplomacy, and we will evolve that policy in step with the times. And we will also take this opportunity to deepen the cooperation with allied countries with whom we share basic values, as well as global South countries. And I also have an intention to meet with President Trump as soon as possible to enhance the Japan-U.S. relations to a new height. The Japan-U.S. alliance is the cornerstone of Japan's diplomacy and the national security policies. Beyond bilateral challenges, from the challenges in the Indo-Pacific region to the Middle East, Europe, and Ukraine, we are going to exchange frank opinions on challenges faced by Japan and the U.S., and I would like to deepen the trust relations between the leaders in order to safeguard Japan's national interest. I'm going to restore Japan's diplomacy that stands proud at the heart of the world. At home and abroad, Japan is facing a big crisis. We have no time to stand still. I will go all flat out without fear of change, and we will have bold determinations. From day one, all the ministers will carry out their duties at full speed and maximum efforts in their respective area, combining LDP and Japan Innovation Party both in the lower house and the upper house. We do not reach a majority. So this is a very difficult embarkment for a minority ruling party, but I'm not giving up. This cabinet is a one of resolve and progress. We are going to work together with our people to advance our policies, all of the policies, even just one or two steps forward. And we would like to have the cooperation from our people. And I would like to gain your understanding and your cooperation for the start of this new cabinet from the bottom of my heart. That concludes my opening remarks.
Now we are going to take questions. We start with the managing media outlet. We take first question from Marashi-san from Jiji. I'm Maruhashi from Jiji. Congratulations for your appointment. Let me ask my first question. Yesterday, there was an agreement with Japan Innovation Party to form a coalition. Now you have a cabinet. So what do you make of JIP's intention to not to send a cabinet member? And what is your expectation from Mr. Endo, Special Advisor to Prime Minister? And you are the first female Prime Minister. And the people were expecting more female ministers. But as you appoint ministers, what was the policy behind that? And my last question, so you have a coalition with the Japan Innovation Party. In both houses, you are still the head of the minority ruling party. So what is the intention to dissolve the lower house in an early phase. As I said earlier, without the stabilization of politics, there is no power for diplomacy and security. My intention was to bring recovery to Japan. So we have a coalition government that is clearly stipulated. I would like to send my heartfelt appreciation to the members of Japan Innovation Party. So with Japan Innovation Party, we will work on the constitutional amendment, social security, back of the capital, and price hikes measures. In many areas, we have agreement. Whether or not they send a cabinet member, we have an agreement to form a coalition government. Based on that, we work together for the nation, for the people in Japan. We will put everything we have to realize our policies. You also asked a question about the chairperson of Diet Affairs, Mr. Endo. The announcement will be made in order to have a smooth collaboration with the Japan Innovation Party, with Mr. Endo. So he is going to be the special advisor for the policy of coalition government. He has a great network and know-how. I expect him to play a very important role. You also asked a question about the cabinet members. And there were some expectation that there will be 6 female cabinet members. There were some media reports, but as I have been saying, I would like to offer the equitable opportunities, equal opportunities, and we are mobilizing the capabilities from all the generations. That was my intention behind my appointment of 1 step and 2 steps. Policies have to make a progress. So I appointed the right person at the right position. So the state minister's appointment will be made. So I hope you look forward to the appointments. And also, you asked the question about the dissolution. Right now, we are focused on the challenges faced by people in Japan, and also those people who are not benefiting from tax system with the wage increase, but people are making efforts, especially in small and medium entities, and also agriculture, fishery, and forestry industries are facing challenges. Costs are increasing, and also medical institutions. 70% of them are making losses, and also we are seeing a largest number of bankruptcies of welfare companies. They are very important infrastructure that are supporting our lives. They may be lost. We have to take measures. Our first priority is economic measures. I have no time to discuss the topic of dissolution of the House.
Next, from another main media outlet, Nikkei newspaper, please. Miki with Nikkei newspaper. Congratulations on economy and monetary policy. So you talked about countering price hikes, and in order to implement those measures, if you avoid interest rate rise, there will be further yen depreciation, which will lead to further inflation. There is such a risk. So for Bank of Japan, in order for Bank of Japan to make a decision on rate hike, do you think that the economy and the prices are ready for that? And are you going to continue the monetary easing policy, or are you going to respect the decision of BOJ? And in order to break out of deflation and also to achieve the stable 2% inflation target, the accord between the government and BOJ, are you going to review that? Thank you for your question. On macroeconomic policy, the final decision and the final responsibility lies with the government, I believe, and also based on BOJ Act, the Bank of Japan's monetary policies are part of the economic policy. So with that in mind, the Bank of Japan will cooperate closely with the government through close communications. This carries weight. And about the methods of monetary policies, these should be in the court of the Bank of Japan. So continuously, we would like to better our communications. And economy and prices and monetary situations, these have to be taken into account to achieve the 2% inflation target, not just through a cost push type, but also accompanying wage hike, and it has to be a sustainable and a stable inflation rate. And we need to have a sound operation of the monetary policies. Your question is on the accord, and we do not have the intention to immediately review that.
はい、ここから
Now we take questions from other media outlets. If you want to ask questions, please raise your hand. We are going to take a question from Sejima-san from Fuji TV. My name is Sejima from Fuji TV. Congratulations on your appointment. Let me ask about diplomacy. So there are ASEAN, APEC, and also President Trump is going to visit Japan. So people are paying attention to your capability around diplomacy. What kind of the diplomacy are you going to implement? And I think it is important to form personal relationship with President Trump. How do you make diplomacy successful? The tariff investment against the U.S. And also North Korea issue. There are many challenges. How do you tackle them? So right after the appointment, we do plan to attend many diplomacy-related events. About the ASEAN summit meeting, as I said earlier, Free and Open Indo-Pacific. It's called FOIP. We are further promoting that so that we can collaborate more with ASEAN countries. And also, alliance with the U.S. is the cornerstone of our diplomacy and security. From U.S. perspective, and they have policies against China and also Indo-Pacific policies. From the U.S., Japan is indispensable partner. President Trump of the U.S. plans to visit Japan. When I see him about the challenges about that we are facing with a candid discussion, I would like to deepen the relationship among the leaders. And also, as I mentioned, FOIP is very important. And this is another thing I plan to highlight. And there was a mentioning about defense capability. That is important. We stand on our own to protect ourselves. And it is to protect the lives of people, and it is to protect sovereignty, and it is to protect territory, territorial waters, and territorial airspace. And yes, we do have a collaboration and work with the U.S., but we would like to make our efforts. APEC is another important regional framework. There will be a summit meeting, rule-based, free and equal economic order, and that significance is something I'm going to claim. And that will be a great opportunity to meet the leaders of many countries. I personally look forward to these meetings. I would like to spend the time to form trust relationship. We would like to exert our presence in the center of the world. I would like to have a diplomacy that is in full bloom in the center of the world.
Tajima-san with Yomiuri newspaper. Tajima with Yomiuri newspaper. With the Japan Innovation Party, you had an agreement on the coalition, but as you said, the ruling party, in both houses, you are a minority ruling party that remains the same. And the previous cabinet, by policy, tried to seek partial coalition to pass the bills and legislations. And how are you going to secure majority? If you are going to seek cooperation with opposition parties, like a Komeito party that left the coalition, and also DPFP, and with the Sanae party where you share some of the policies, which party are you going to prioritize to cooperate with? For our country and for our people, we have to do everything we can to implement economic measures, and this goes beyond parties, and I think we have formed a consensus among the parties. Without a stable politics, we cannot achieve anything. The basic policies of LDP, as far as it does not run counter with those, we are going to we will listen to the policy proposals of each party, and we will have a future-oriented discussions with other parties. As for the people and for our country, we have to deliver results, and this is more important than anything. So all the proposals from any party will be discussed with sincerity. And you mentioned some specific party names, but I will not comment on those.
次は、
Now we take a question from Suenaga-san from Kobe newspaper. My name is Suenaga from Kobe newspaper. Thank you for having this opportunity. Let me ask about disaster management agency. In Ishiba administration, there was a preparation to establish disaster management agency. And you have talked about medical preparedness and also preparation for disaster, and you also acknowledged the importance of disaster management agency. Now you are a prime minister, including each region. What is your plan for disaster management agency? Thank you for your question. The biggest mission for the government is to protect lives and livelihood of people in Japan. I have been saying that the lives and assets of people have to be protected when disaster happens. And disaster prevention-oriented country is very important direction. Your question was about disaster management agency. We take comprehensive view of where we are and preparation and prevention of the damage. And from the disaster and to the recovery, we have to have a commanding function. In this cabinet, we have the Reconstruction minister, and minister is in charge of disaster management agency. So the Reconstruction agency, there is a hard work being made in Fukushima, especially in the prefecture of Fukushima. So there are a lot of work we need, so we have to focus on that. We will not cut back on our efforts. However, in the Reconstruction agency, we have accumulated know-how and knowledge. We have to capitalize on this knowledge. So for the preparation of disaster management agency, know-how and experience will be utilized, and under Ishiba administration, we will continue the policy so that in 2026 we can establish disaster management agency. That is the preparation we are making.
総理就任後
Congratulations on your appointment. This is Hiramoto with Nippon TV. On price hikes, in your opening remarks, you said that you will go with full speed to deliver results, and that made an impression on me. So regarding rising prices, what are the specific measures are you going to take? And in your cabinet, what is your priority on tackling rising prices? And there is some criticism that it's unclear. And about raising the 1.03 income ceiling that you mentioned, and regarding the following four, what is the priority? So you said you will raise the income ceiling. Are you going to deliver the results by the end of the year? And the DPAP is requesting the basic income tax reduction by the end of the year. Are you going to do that as well? And then you had a very high priority, and which you seem less so later. And number three is tax reduction. Especially Japan Innovation Party is requesting the consumption tax reduction for food. And fourth is the cash handouts proposed by LDP. And about those four, what is the priority and what's the timeline? What is your specific vision? Thank you very much. So the first priority, top priority for our cabinet is to tackle the rising prices that people are struggling with. And later on, we are going to have the first cabinet meeting where we are going to put, I will give the instruction to put together economic measures. The gasoline's provisional tax rate, we had discussions with parties, and in this diet session, we are aiming to submit the bill to abolish the provisional tax rate, and also the provisional tax rate on diesel. This is also something that I've been requesting, and we think that we need to abolish that by the new fiscal year. And of course, we need to secure new financial sources, and the central government and the local government financial sources need to be secured, and we can also utilize the current subsidy frameworks. So these we can implement with a sense of speed. You talked about the cash handouts proposed by LDP at the upper house election campaign. In the summer's election campaign, regarding the cash handouts, I believe that we didn't gain the understanding from the people. So we are not going to implement this. And regarding the rising prices, we were going to address each one of the anxieties of the people, and we will make comprehensive decisions on the money that we are going to spend. For example, the hospitals and the nursing facilities that are struggling with losses and financially, and without waiting for the medical fee revision, we need to help them to improve the management, business management, and also to improve the treatment of the people working there. And we will accelerate those measures. And from the central government, local governments, there are contractors working for those governments. And with the inflations, we need to review the payment for those contractors. And also for SMEs, the wage hike and the CAPEX need to be strongly supported as well. And people are affected by rising prices. And there are also SMEs who cannot utilize and benefit from the tax system with a wage hike. And also for people engaged in agriculture and forestries, they're also struggling with rising prices. And we are going to provide recommended menus and to expand the priority grants for the local governments. And I think these also have immediate effect. So we are going to focus, first of all, on these important areas. And also getting into winter time, we will support the electricity bills and the gas bills. So I think we need to think about different items, different timing, and the high school tuition free education support, as well as the free lunch support. We will discuss the policy design, and we will implement in April next year. And regarding the 1.03 million income ceiling, with the coalition of LDP and Japan Innovation Party, and the basic income tax deduction and will be reviewed in steps with inflation. And regarding the design of the framework, that will be done within 2025. So by the end of this year, we will put together a design. And regarding the tax credits with benefits, and this is something that I strongly push for, and we also received the proposals from different parties. And the social security premiums have quite a burden on the people, especially on people with middle and low-income people, and we would like to lower the burden, and we are going to accelerate the framework design on this. And it will take some time for the preparation, but we are poised to make that happen. So not necessarily, there are some stuff that we cannot achieve by the end of this year, but we will go out flat out and with a maximum speed that we can achieve.
新聞松本さん。
Now we take a question from Mr. Matsumoto from Hokoku newspaper. My name is Matsumoto from Hokoku newspaper in Ishikawa. Let me ask about reconstruction in Noto Peninsula. On January 1st last year, there was an earthquake in Noto Peninsula, and it has been almost 1 year and 10 months, and some regions have been facing dual challenges. As a Prime Minister, what is your plan for reconstruction? And also, after you are appointed, governors and diet members from the prefecture say they want you to visit a disaster-hit area. Do you have any plan to visit those disaster-hit areas? In the Noto Peninsula, there was an earthquake and then heavy rain. There were two major disasters. I would like to express my heartfelt condolences to those who have lost their lives, and also I would like to send my heartfelt sympathies to those who have been affected. So among prefectural government and the local governments, there have been a close communication so that they are supporting those people who evacuated, and infrastructure and livelihood and accommodation, and also demolition of a building. And we have the contingency budget. Seamless efforts have been made. However, we have to do more and more. Infrastructure reconstruction and also reconstruction of livelihood and lives, they are very important for the reconstruction as early as possible. We are going to make a whole of government efforts. I do think about visiting a disaster hit area. Governor Hase sent a text to my smartphone. And we do have some diplomacy related events, and there are the deliberations in a diet we have to address, and I will make sure when we have dates, and I have intention to disaster hit area, and I appreciate your understanding.
朝日新聞に
Mr. Nishimura with Asahi newspaper, please. On diplomacy and national security, the other day, in the agreement document with the Japan Innovation Party, you said that regarding the 3 strategic documents, you are going to accelerate the revision of those. And what is the specific timeline? And regarding if you are going to increase the defense budget, what will be the amount of that, if you have any idea now? And regarding defense, the 3 principles of the defense equipment transfer, you also mentioned the abolishment of the 5 categories. There was a very cautious cautious discussion before, and that's why it has been maintained. And this is sort of put in a break, and the Komeito party has been made sticking to this policy. And then, what is your current stance? Are you going to continue to be cautious on this regarding the 3 defense documents? I think the way of battles has been changing significantly in recent years. If you look at the Russia-Ukraine war, you see the drones and the swarm attack of drones and cyber propaganda is usually the start of an attack. So in various ways, Japan needs to do a lot, and Japan needs to strengthen itself in various areas. So with that in mind, in the December 2022, we formulated the 3 strategic documents. And I think we should, I would like to give the instruction to start the revisions. And when we reviewed that in 2022, we also spent a lot of time and talk a lot about the details, and we had thorough deliberations with the ruling parties. But still, we have to hurry. We have no time to lose. And I'm going to think about the specific timeline on this matter. To the latter part of your question, I think it's too early to have a specific timeline, but it is a very important agreement. And this is also about to standardize it with the global standards. And we also need to have a consensus with other parties, so we will have discussions with other parties to make this happen.
の予定が詰まっており
Because of the schedule after this, we can take only 2 questions. Please be concise in your question. Now we take a question from Nanao-san from Durango. I'm Nanao from Nico Nico. Congratulations for your appointment. So for you, Prime Minister Takaichi, so I regard you as a person whose priority is policy. So you mentioned the work-life balance after you were elected as a president of LDP. We have limited time. In order to implement policies, I think you needed to make the comments. And my question is as follows. The Kobayashi Takayuki, the Policy Research Council chairperson, I think he has an encouraging role to play for you. And as you made comments, there are a number of policies you want to pursue. Do you have plan to demonstrate or show policy roadmap to people in Japan? And for policies, there are short-term and mid- and long-term policies. There are some policies that can be achieved only with the long-term cabinet. Are you determined to have a cabinet that has a really long life? Thank you for your question. So achieving a powerful growth of Japanese economy, we have AI, semiconductor, and quantum, and there are strategic areas. We establish framework where private and public sectors can collaborate, and it is important to implement support measures, short-term, mid-term, and long-term. Among public and private sectors, we set strategies and roadmap. It is necessary to share. As I have been saying, so we are making strategic investments to enhance resiliences against potential crises. It is the globally common challenge. Energy security, food security, cyber security have to be enhanced. And climate changes are triggering disasters. So infrastructure have to be enhanced. Disaster prevention has to be enhanced. This is the common challenge at the global level. Japan does have advanced technologies that can solve those challenges. It should not sit in an academic area. It should be realized through products, services, and infrastructure so that it can be used in Japan and it can be used around the world. That will bring the benefits to Japan, and also we can make a real contribution. So one by one, I send instruction to each cabinet to work hard, and work starts today. So that is kind of the message I send. So I allocated that to each cabinet member, and there are cabinet members who are formulating strategies, and there are other cabinet members who are looking at budget and tax system. But each item is critical. I will show a clear vision, and we will work hard. And then the term of this administration. So in order to implement everything that I have said, so I am the president of LDP. So this was originally the term for Mr. Ishiba. So the question is, 2 years enough? So the tenure is evaluated by the policy advancement and progress of the policies. So that judgment will be made by people in Japan. That's what I think. So the longer we have this administration, more likely we can implement policies, but the judgment will be left to the people in Japan.
責任をお願いいたします。
Song with Chosen Nippo, please. Just a song with a Chosen Nippo. And congratulations on your appointment. And in South Korea, there are some voices that who are concerned that the Japan-South Korea relationship will deteriorate with your appointment. And like President Yoon, are you going to implement policies prioritizing Japan-South Korea relationship? There is some expectation as such as well. And what is your view on the bilateral relationship? South Korea is an important neighboring country for Japan, and on various international challenges, to address those challenges, we need South Korea as a partner, and the importance of this bilateral relationship is more important than ever. And we have built the Japan-South Korea relationships with the previous administrations, and we want to continue to be future-oriented and a stable development with South Korea. So with the president of South Korea, I also want to have meetings, summit meetings, and also to have close communications between ministers, governments, and Japan, US, South Korea, among the three countries in terms of the response against North Korea. This is going to be more important than ever. So national security, in both sense of national security and economic security, this is quite important from a strategic point of view. I understand that there are many concerns, but I really like South Korean seaweed and cosmetics. I also watch South Korean dramas, and I really look forward to the opportunities, creating those opportunities to meet with the South Korean president. Thank you. With that, we conclude the press conference. Thank you very much for your time. And I see some people are still raising their hands, and later please submit your questions in a written format, and we will get back to you later. And please send one question each to the contact person. Thank you so much, and we will also have a cabinet meeting later, and thank you very much for your cooperation.